I'm Rebecca Ednie of Eclectic Endeavors, and today I have a video for May Arts ribbon. I'm going to show you how to create this gorgeous vintage inspired flower. The ribbon specifically that we're using is called Silky Crush, and the code is JC. So let's get started. So the flower I'm going to show you today is created using May Arts ribbon, cut into circles using a circle template. I'm using Nestabilities. You can use whatever circle templates you like. What you need to do is remember that when you choose your circles, remember the flower will be about twice as big, minus just a little bit of overlap, as your circle template is. So I'm just going to trace my circle onto the ribbon 6 times. Sorry, that would be the larger circle is going to be traced 6 times. And then the smaller of your templates will be traced 5 times. Now I found it was easiest to trace all my circles with the wire on, and then to cut off the wire and then trim out the circles. When you're trimming your circles, you want to be very careful that you're trimming off all of whatever marker or pencil that you used to trace your circles. You don't want any of that left over. So I'm just going to cut all these out, and then I'll be back. Okay, so you can see I've got all my little petals cut out. The next thing I'm going to do is apply adhesive to the petals. I'm using Glue Arts ribbon adhesive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my petal, press it onto the adhesive, and I need some on the other side. So I'm going to take my petal, I'm going to flip it over, and apply adhesive to the back side as well. Now, once I've got this separated from the roll of glue, oh, I missed a little spot there, I think. Oh well, we'll see if it works. What we're going to do is we're going to pleat the petal to give it some dimension. So there's your pleated petal. And I'm going to repeat this with the rest of my petals. Okay, so I'm going to finish those up and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got all my petals pleated now, and your next step is going to be putting it all together. I've got a little circle here that's just a scrap of ribbon. I've sort of cut it into a circle, but it doesn't really matter. A square would be fine too. And what you're going to do is you're going to place an extreme tack adhesive square. Sorry, I just realized you can't see that. An extreme tack adhesive square onto your scrap, and then you're going to start layering on your petals. So I'm going to take the largest petals first. I'm going to press them on. Now if you find that you've covered your extreme tack with your petals and you're still not done, just throw on another one. It's nice and easy. You want to make sure you're overlapping your petals. Make room for the next one. Move that one over a little bit because some of it was overlapping a little too much. Okay, now as I get round to this 5th one, wrong size. It seems like I don't have room for my 6th one, so I will just put another extreme square right on top. Because we're going to do a whole nother layer of petals anyway, so oops, got the one before it stuck on there by accident. Okay. Just going to put that on there, and we're going to keep layering. Here's the last large petal, and then where does that fit into? Oh yeah, over here. Put that one in there. Now it seems like I've got them a little bit uneven, so I'm going to work with them to move them around sort of more into place. I'm trying to get your fingers stuck in the adhesive because it's pretty sticky stuff. It's great though, I love how sticky it is. Okay, that's a little more even now. Okay, so now we're going to do the next row of petals. And the center is going to be covered in beads, so don't worry too much about how the center looks yet. That's the best part of this particular flower, I think, is the beads in the middle. Okay. One more there. And there goes the last one. Okay, so isn't that pretty? It would be great by itself, but of course it needs a center. You could use a vintage button or a pre-made flower center. Just work with it until you have the petals the way you like. Now, if it seems you haven't glued them on exactly where they should go, I think this one needs to move into the center a little more. They will move a little bit even after stuck with the extreme adhesive. They do not like to come off though. So hopefully you won't have to do that. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. So now I'm going to get out my beads for my beaded middle, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I've got my beads out that I'm going to use. I've got a couple of clear beads, and I've got some unusual sort of anything but round shaped cultured pearls. And I kind of like that shape because I think it goes with the vintage look that this flower gives. So I'm going to take my glue, I'm going to put it in the middle of the flower. Nice big blob of it because we do have 5 beads to go on. And it's okay if you go out a little bit because we're going to be adding some seed beads as well. So if there's any excess glue, that'll be fine. So I'm going to put our pearls and beads in the middle. No particular design or way of putting them, just wherever they kind of go that you like. Okay. And I prefer not to have the holes sticking up, so I'm going to try and rearrange this particular bead so the hole isn't sticking straight up. There we go, I think that's pretty good. Oh, this one's kind of sticking up too. There we go, off to the side a bit, it's a little better. And this one's sticking up a bit too, but I'll put a seed bead there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is take a precision tip glue. This one happens to be Matte Accents by Ranger. The other one I used was Fabri-Tac glue by Beacon. And I'm going to take little dots of it and put it kind of in the cracks in between the beads, wherever I want my little seed beads to go. There's a bit of glue there already, but it's starting to dry, so maybe a little bit under here. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to shake on some seed beads. And hopefully they're just like glitter, they're going to stick wherever I place some glue. Move it around a little to get them to work in. And then I'm going to get my little tidy tray here and dump out all the excess. I tried dumping it straight into the container and they went everywhere, so don't try that. Okay, and there you go. There's the flower, all finished, with the beads in the middle. Looks very vintagey. If you wanted to, you could either distress this with some ink, or you could rough up the edges to get some little threads going in some places. That's up to you. So there's my finished flower. So just to finish up, I wanted to show you the final flowers. Now the gold one you just saw me make, and there it is all finished. One you didn't see yet is this cute little peach one, and I thought I'd give you the dimensions for all of these as well. This is a very large ivory one that I made to start with, and it was distressed after the petals were cut with distress ink, so that's how it gets that sort of variegated vintagey look. You can see different spots where it looks like it's old and it's gotten a little dirty, hanging around in the attic or something like that. Okay, so the dimensions, the finished peach flower measures 2 1/4 inches. Now the size of circle templates I used for that were 7/8 of an inch and 1 1/8. Now remember, I was using nestabilities, but I didn't cut with them. The reason being I wanted more of a rough, handmade vintagey look. So don't go and pick the nestability that measures 1 1/8 or 7/8 in the center where it actually cuts. You want to look at the outside of the die. The ivory one, I used ovals, not circles, and they measured at the longest point 2 inches, and then the next one down measured 1 5/8, and this flower is almost 4 inches. It's 3 3/4 inches finished. And then the gold one that you saw me make, it ends up being 2 1/2 inches wide, and the templates that I used were 1 3/8 and 1 1/8. So I just thought I'd fill you in on that information in case you'd like to replicate them exactly. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to give a thank you to May Arts for the ribbon used in this project. The beads are from various different supply. Any place you can find beads, you can pretty much find this sort of beads. And if you'd like to see more of my work, you can visit me at eclecticendeavors.blogspot.com, or you can visit my YouTube channel, which is Rebecca Cell, C-E-L-L. No space or anything like that. Thanks for watching.